Hey everybody, hope you are doing good. Welcome to another video, and in this one we are going to have a first look at the FlutterFlow Designer tool that is just landed in February 2026. Now they've been a little bit quiet recently, have the FlutterFlow team, but they look like they've been building some fantastic tooling in the background, and we're going to have a look at it. So we know if you've been in the AI space for quite some time, you'll know that it doesn't always do the best job at creating user interfaces, not ones that kind of look, you know, right off the bat half decent without kind of reiterating a few times. So what the FlutterFlow team have come up with is this FlutterFlow Designer tool that very, very quickly can produce some really good looking user interfaces. Well, let's hope so, because we're going to put it to the test. And the great thing about it is, of course, you can take these designs into your FlutterFlow project, and then you can iterate with inside a FlutterFlow to kind of get it working as a functional application. So they kind of get all the kind of UI elements all in place, ready for you to then more focus your attention at kind of sort of building the application out into a more working product. So let's have a look then. So here is the front screen here, and please do check the little link on the screen here. That is the one you want to go to. It's absolutely free. Do go and give it a try. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little prompt on my screen here that I'm just going to kind of paste into this particular area here. So this is the typical kind of like layout that you see in a lot of these kind of vibe coding type tools. So I'm going to design a personal trainer fitness tracker so I can track my clients' workouts. Just hit the send option here. Now, what is really quite surprising, and a few little tests I've done here, is how quick this thing goes away and kind of designs. You can see it's kind of whirling away in the background there, and very shortly I should be presented with some user interfaces. I mean, that looks pretty impressive right off the bat. I mean, you know, if you're coming from FlutterFlow, right, and you need to be putting these particular screens together, you know that it will take you quite a long time to kind of get all of these layouts to perfection. And yeah, I mean, I'm super impressed with this here. Now, what I can do, I can move along around here. I can kind of look at the screens that have been created here. Again, I'm not really going to worry too much about the detail here in terms of what the screens have produced, but you know, you can see here that we've got a lot of stuff going on here. Lots of this. If I just move over there, you can see I've got some charts. I've got kind of like almost like kind of list views and all this kind of even sort of graphs and all that kind of stuff. So straight away, it's done an absolute fantastic job. I'm just going to kind of zoom out a little bit here. Let's just go up here. Just go to 50%. So really, you know, really sort of impressed. A little bit sensitive on the mouse there, kind of moving it about, so a little bit of tuning is needed there. But you know, you get the idea. And what we're looking at here is we're looking at kind of these screens that have these kind of almost pages, and then within inside these particular pages are all of the components. And we'll see that in a sec when we kind of move all of this stuff over to FlutterFlow. We can kind of see how these components are retained. So they're definitely following a really nice structure in the actual code that's kind of generated. Now, interestingly, this one here hasn't kind of generated. I kind of got this little kind of regenerate button here. So I'm just going to kind of hit that, and let's just see if that comes back with anything. It says it's regenerating the frame. You can see it's just doing one there. Okay. As in always in live demos, there's always something that perhaps goes wrong. So I'm not going to worry too much about that one. And perhaps we can try kind of making maybe a few changes here. Now, I recognize that probably there's quite early days here, and there's probably a number of different people that might be using this. But let's just say, for example, here that we want to make some changes to this particular screen. So you can kind of go over here, and down here you've kind of got this option here to describe the changes that you want to make. So let's just say, you know, please remove the graph or something like that. Let's just hit the enter there, and I'm going to put my email address in here. There it is. Just set that. Join waitlist. Hopefully, I should be on the list there to use that as a FlutterFlow ambassador. I'm kind of hoping that they're not going to kind of restrict me. Well, there we go. Look, so I've just made that little change. So what this is kind of demonstrating here is that you can kind of you can prompt, and you kind of adjust the design to this come up with, and that was really quite straightforward for me here. Now, I could, if I wanted to here, I'm just going to give this a go. I'm going to kind of get it just to kind of redesign the screen for me. Let's just try that. Redesign this. This screen, something like, I can't even type today. There we go. And let's see what it does. Let's see if it comes up with something completely different that I've got there. It might not. It could be following a particular pattern. Okay, so maybe a few changes, but like a little graph in and all that kind of stuff. But the case in point is that the good thing is that you can prompt and you can kind of iterate over some of these screens here just to kind of get them to how you would like. And of course, at the top here, you kind of got this little option where you can kind of select it and you can kind of sort of generate at that particular point there. And the other thing as well is that what's really nice is that if you are used to using FlutterFlow, you'll be used to the actual widget hierarchy that you've kind of got here on the left hand side. You can kind of really kind of delve down, you can kind of drill into kind of all of the widgets in this particular display here, and of course you can make these customizations with inside the designer itself. So really great that they've kind of introduced the ability to kind of just do these little customizations. Now of course you could do that in FlutterFlow yourself, but if you are trying to use this as almost like a low fidelity storyboard designer to kind of get to where you really want to get to from like a design canvas, a Figma type approach, get it to kind of where you want to, and then you can then lift and then shift that into FlutterFlow and then customize it how you like. So it's really quite smart. And here down the side here on the left, you've got the kind of the frames here. You can kind of navigate through those as you need to, which is pretty smart. So nice kind of layout there. Now you've got the theme as well. You can kind of adjust these as you like, and of course the themes would then be kind of applied across all of the design that you've kind of got here. So let's give that a go here. Let's maybe just change the font maybe to Open Sans, and you can see that just by changing that, you can see that the fonts are kind of right across the look and feel of the application is changed as well. So that's really nice. That a very high level, they've kind of got the ability to customize the themes, and then it applies right the way through. And then hopefully the whole idea then is that we can then take this straight into FlutterFlow, and then we can carry on and work on it as an application. So just as I'm kind of looking here, you can kind of export out here, export to FlutterFlow. You can change kind of the sizes and all this kind of stuff here. I'm just not going to touch any of that. I'm not too worried about changing the frame size or anything like that at this particular stage. But the option is there for you to kind of do it. So that's great. So yeah, that's just a very quick overview of kind of the application, the designer. I do encourage you to kind of get in there and play with it and kind of customize it to how you're liking. And please do obviously provide all the feedback back to the FlutterFlow team, because again, this is a new product, right? So this is going to kind of go through, no doubt, a number of phases of improvement, and it will just get better and better and better. But what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the start of something which is pretty impressive, and we know that the likes of Dreamflow is there as a product from the FlutterFlow team, where you can kind of prompt and it'll kind of build your application. But this is fantastic because you can take this directly into FlutterFlow. So if you are a well-seasoned FlutterFlow user, or perhaps you're not particularly fantastic at the design side, you're able to take what you design here into FlutterFlow, and you can then carry on working on the clever parts of your application to get it more quicker to market. So so a great thumbs up to the FlutterFlow team. So in the next bit, we're going to look at then moving this kind of design. We're going to test this out and move this into FlutterFlow. Okay, so let's try exporting some of these screens out. I've just come out of full screen view because there's an issue accessing this particular dropdown, which we'll come back to in a second. But let's say, for example, that I want to export a single screen out and I want to move it into FlutterFlow. What I can do is I can click on the little login name up here, the kind of the page name. And on the right-hand side here, you've kind of got this option to say export to FlutterFlow. So let's just try bringing that single screen in. Let's just say export to FlutterFlow here. Now it's copied the frame to the clipboard that you see down here. Let's now head over to a brand new project within inside FlutterFlow. I've done nothing with this project whatsoever. Let's bring up the widget tree here. Now I'm just going to kind of select a column here. For example, I'm just going to now do an Apple V here and paste that in. And I'm going to apply the designer theme. I want to kind of maintain the theme of the source design, which we just created. Just apply the design theme. You can see here that I've kind of got this error that sort of come down here. So clearly it's trying to bring something in that it cannot. And you can see here that I've kind of got that particular error. So there's something about the source that means that I can't bring those screens in. And the key thing is that I wanted to show you this because when you do it an alternative way of export in just a moment, you'll see that you'll find that some designs it does have trouble with in terms of bringing in. Now, I'm pretty sure the FlutterFlow team will correct that, but as of February, we still seem to have some issues in that particular area. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you export the whole of the project out, and bring it in, you'll be thinking, well, hang on a minute, I'm only seeing so many screens, or I'm only seeing so many components. That doesn't reflect the design that I've just seen. So you'll see that in just a moment. If I now head back over to here, and I just kind of go up to this particular menu here, and I just select export to FlutterFlow, if I just copy that, you can see now that 10 frames have now been copied to the clipboard. If I now head over here and just do exactly the same thing here, just do an Apple V, apply the designer theme, you'll now see that, yes, I get some errors on the bottom here. Now you can see here that I've got a number of components that has come in from the actual design itself. There's a few kind of issues with some of those components, which isn't particularly sort of ideal, but you can kind of see that, that the components are sort of coming in. So there's clearly an issue in this particular design that's kind of not really working for us here, but some of the components are coming in okay. But my casing point is that you'll see here that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got 6 of my screens come in. Now I actually had 10 screens in my application. So you can see here, if I look on this one here, I can start to see these screens in the kind of the view itself. This is looking, you know, pretty okay. There's some screens here that's certainly missing some components. I can go to sort of dark mode up here, and I start to get a better idea of kind of the look and feel of the actual screens itself. So let's do a comparison, shall we? Let's have a look at one of the screens. Let's have a look at this particular screen here, the kind of the client list, and just see how close that is to the actual design itself. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. So this is the client. Let's have a look at it and see what it looks like over here. So if I just move over here, there's my client list just there. I could have clicked on just here, of course, and you can see here that's pretty well much what I would expect to see in FlutterFlow itself. So you know, you get an idea there. I've kind of got the header there, I've got a search, I've got some categories there to select. If I move over here, I've pretty well much got the same. So that's pretty close to that particular design. Move over here, you kind of got recently active, you've got your sort, and then you've kind of got your grouping, this just there as well. And I've kind of got that here as well. And the good thing is, obviously I've got my cards. So these are components in their own right. And of course, every component here is referenced here just within inside the widget tree. You can see here's my client cards. So again, they are all kind of created and they look pretty close to what we've kind of got here. Not too far off. So I'm pretty happy with that. And of course I could come in here and make those kind of further customizations. So this is a good example of a particular screen that is looking pretty good. Let's just have a look up here. I'm just going to kind of clap some of this down here. You can see here that this particular column here, and then you've got your containers, which is great. You've got your container here. If I expand that out, you can then see I've got my column here. If I just sort of collapse some of this stuff down here, you can see that from a design perspective, we've kind of got our containers here, which is kind of our grouping, and then we've kind of got our client cards here. Now, typically what you would have in a FlutterFlow project is you would have a list view, or you would have a column that would kind of be your container for all of these particular sort of components. You'd be kind of repeating these. These would be children components. So here, it's really just from a design perspective, it's just kind of like done a kind of a widget representation of kind of what it, you know, to try to retain that look and feel, I guess. So what you would typically now do is you would kind of delete out all of this. You'd just have the single client card. You may have the container in there, and then you would then kind of turn this either into a list view or a column. You would then bind that to a data source, and of course you can then hook up these particular client cards here with either the values that come from your data source, or you would perhaps pass in a record into the component after a few adjustments, and then you would then kind of display the values from that particular row. So, like I said, I don't want to go too deep dive here on how you would tend to do that, but I'm really just trying to more kind of demonstrate how you would be trying to retain the design if you are building out your applications. So this is a good example of a screen which I think is being designed well in the FlutterFlow Designer. It's moved into FlutterFlow, it's created the components, and I think that's a really, really good start when you're now looking to sort of progress this actually in FlutterFlow. But we do have the problems where screens don't copy across particularly well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to another sample now. Let's scrap this one. We've got an idea of where maybe some of the problems are. Let's just double check. Let's do another design, and let's just validate to see if we get the same problem in another application. Let's head over there now and do that. Okay, so design a colourful children's bedtime storytelling app which provides random stories for all ages. There we go. Nothing too crazy going on there, but let's see what it comes up with in its design. Here we go. So it looks like it's created 8 screens by the looks of it just down here. So we'll just see what comes out here. Okay, that's quite interesting. I guess it's definitely got that kind of children's kind of feel to it. Let's have a look through the screens here. Looks like we've got a puzzle going on there. Okay, so it looks like it's got a parental lock there to get into one of the screens, and then it's kind of doing what we've asked it to do. I guess it's trying to now target stories for different age groups. So pretty happy with that. Story reader here. So it looks like we've got a play option here, so we can kind of have some narration that's happening here. Let's have a look at the settings view, and then we've got the audio mode here. No idea what that does, but we've got story generator, and then we obviously hook that up there to AI, and then we've got this sort of library. So yeah, okay, yeah, I think it's kind of got the concept, it's got the idea of kind of what we're looking for. Now whether this now works really well in a copy and paste into FlutterFlow, we'll soon find out. So I'm just going to quickly take this now out of the full screen view because we've got this little issue. So let's drop that down. Let's say export to FlutterFlow. I've got 8 frames copied. Let's head over here to a brand new project. Just select the column here. I'll bring up the widget tree here, and let's just paste apply the design theme, see what we get. Okay, well, we didn't get no errors on this occasion, so it looks like all of the screens have come in. So there's our puzzle. Yeah, a little bit of cropping that's kind of going on to my widgets there, but I think that looks pretty good. Audio mode, what does that look like? Yeah, I think that looks very, very similar actually. Just might need to sort out some of the padding, some of the distancing that's going on here. Story generator. Just this image just dumped on the UI, but yeah, that's fine. But again, pretty good. Quite happy with that. Yeah, that looks very, very similar. Got a little AI sort of fab button that's just floating down there. Library. Okay, I've got a bit of a problem on this particular screen. Invalid action. So looks like it's had trouble bringing in that particular. Hold on. Don't know what's going on there. Okay, bit of an oddity that's going on. Maybe I'll click somewhere else. There's your settings. That's good. Story reader. Again, definitely looking pretty good. Again, got a picture sort of dump there, but definitely getting a lot better out of this particular example. So yeah, definitely still some work to do. So you can see here that it's kind of taken the design into your application that was going to clearly require further customization, but that is definitely a much better example to what we just had. So just popping over into the kind of the designer tool again, just to see if there's anything at all here that I can kind of sort of pick out for you. Clearly, there looks like there are some options here to add in kind of images here. It looks like you can add a couple in to probably give it kind of some additional context in terms of its design, or any particular changes that you would like to make here. I just kind of recommend you kind of just explore. Okay, there's a light and dark mode there. Yeah, just really explore it really. You can kind of see that this definitely is a FlutterFlow product for sure. Definitely some work to do in terms of the generation, just to make sure it's much more tuned for when copy and pasting into a FlutterFlow. Again, we'll come back to the designer tool after just a little bit of time, just to kind of settle down, and then we'll put it through its paces a little bit more and see hopefully what it comes up with. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is just a very first look at the design tool. So far, really impressed, and I look forward to using a little bit more in the future to kind of at least give me that starting point to some of my applications into FlutterFlow. But I absolutely fully see where the FlutterFlow team are going with this as a tool to complement your toolkit to building out your application. So there we go. Please do like and please do subscribe to the channel. There's more FlutterFlow content coming, as well as other material as well. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon.